I like that it tells me tips at the beginning. When I sign in, it's like, tell your audience something fun that you did today. This is something fun I've done today. Oh, coffee. So amazing. I'm going to sit it here and watch me knock my computer, Watch me knock my computer over. Hey, Alex. I'm trying to get to it. And I got my water down here. Going to move that around. I feel like, did anybody ever watch Live with Regis and Kelly back in the day? Or is that just making me sound old? But, he used to have like water, coffee, milk, like all these different types of beverages. That's how I feel right now. I feel like Regis Philbin. Hi, another Alex and Connor and Miss Sassy Pants and Aaron and Cheyenne and Loving Bliss. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Happy Saturday. Thank God it's Saturday. I am so excited. I slept in big time. Does anybody else really love sleeping in? Oh, my God. I woke up at like 9, and then I was like, no. And then I just laid in bed. Yeah. Oh, and then someone's asking if I'm feeling better. Yeah, I've been fine. I don't know why I felt really nauseous like last Sunday. So it's almost been a full week, but this week's been fine. I've just been kind of taking it easy. I've been making sure I sleep more, but I haven't had anything else happen. I've been perfectly fine. So I don't know why. I just was sick for like a day. Maybe I think I must have ate something bad because we were at my friend's, one of my friends had a housewarming party. And the food was just sitting out, and, you know, I get hungry periodically, so I'd go back.
Gross.
Sean's like, ew. But I think because it sat out for, you know, 3-4 hours, and I was eating on it, I think that's what made me sick. So, okay. Let's see. Oh, Hannah, I hope your audition went well. Oh, it's 5 a.m. there. Oh, my goodness. You're a trooper. I would be... Is it 5 a.m. then on Sunday, I presume? Because I think we're like on the other end of the time continuum or time spectrum. What would you even call that? So that we're like, I'm the latest. It'll be the latest for me to, you know, I'm the last one to reach the time here. No, I didn't get a martini with blue cheese stuffed olives. But after this, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to make my own because that's really the reason that I get the martini, I'm not going to lie, is mainly for the cheese in the olive. So I tried. If anybody's wondering what we're talking about, if you don't follow me on Snapchat, my Snapchat is Kati Morton 1. It's mostly just ridiculous stuff and me enjoying filters and being stupid. It's not really advice driven, but sometimes I share them like today I had a thought. You know, sometimes I'll do that. I don't know if you guys like it, but I find it funny. I like playing around with Snapchat. So anyway, yes, it is coffee. Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks, Scottish Mendez. Right? Mindy's? Says my snaps make their day. Okay. Oh, how do I like my coffee? Ideally, I don't make it myself because I like it. I don't know why. I like the espresso that you get like from Starbucks, let's say. And I don't really drink milk, if any of you know. I'm not lactose intolerant. Clearly, the blue cheese conversation we just had. But I used to sing. I got a scholarship to go to Pepperdine. That's one of the reasons why I chose Pepperdine, and I got money, and I sang all through high school. And so when you sing and when you compete, they tell you not to drink milk because it can make you phlegmy and like. And so I just stopped drinking it for such a long period of time that now I just don't like it. And so I drink like coconut milk or almond milk or soy milk, and I'm not particular necessarily as long as it's not bitter and it doesn't taste weird. And so I drink my coffee at home with coconut milk in it. And I like sugar in my coffee too. I like the sweetener stuff. I just can't do it like black like Sean. He drinks it black. Whew. Okay, and I love iced coffee. Yes. Oh, Keurig, we have an espresso machine, and I do love it. But something about going out and getting a frothy cup of coffee, because we even have the milk frother. Sean got me a whole thing 2 Christmases ago. I think so.
Best husband ever.
Yep. Ooh, 100 viewers. Yay! I love all the little emojis and things. I don't know if you even call them emojis, but the things that you can send via YouNow, like the little bunnies, like Wascally Wabbit's here, and like they sent all the bunnies. I love it. Okay, let's see. So let's start talking about things. Let's start answering some questions. Sorry, I'm taking my slippers off. It's about to get serious. Okay, how do you deal with panic attacks? Anna is asking. There are a lot of different ways. The interesting thing to note about panic attacks is that having one makes us worry that another is going to happen. And, oh, thanks, Jennifer. She gave me a tip. If you have a question, let me know. I'll look for it, or I'll try to, look for you in the the viewers, what do they call it? The guests, hanging in the guests. Thanks, Jennifer. So panic attacks they tend to continue to happen. That was like hard to say for some reason. They tend to continue to happen because of the worry that we have that they will happen again. Just take a second for that to sink in, because it's the more that we worry about panic attacks, the more frequent they're going to happen. So it's like they feed off each other and it like snowballs into this intense, terrible thing where they're happening potentially pretty frequently. And so that's kind of why panic attacks happen and continue to happen with more frequency potentially. And so if you find yourself having panic attacks all the time, please see a professional, ideally even a psychiatrist, because there are medications that can help us get those under control. And then we can practice using our behavioral techniques. Behavioral techniques are anything from, avoiding the areas at first that we've had panic attacks in the past. Let's say we had panic attack at the grocery store, so we're going to go to a different grocery store. And then you slowly, with your therapist, we do like the exposure therapy, where you imagine that you're going to that grocery store, you imagine that you're walking down that same aisle where the panic attack happened, and then we do either breathing techniques, we can do progressive relaxation, you can use putty, you can also have like mantras you say, anything to help calm yourself back down, anything that like soothes you and helps you feel safe. You can do that until your anxiety comes from, like, let's say a 9 or an 8 all the way back down to like a 4. And then we keep moving forward. And so that's really how you manage panic attacks as a whole. And I have a video about it. Just search in YouTube, Kati Morton panic attacks. And if anybody finds that, you can put the link in the chat. But that should really, really help. Okay? Now let me see. Okay. Any other good questions? And Jennifer, I know you tipped, so if you have a question, ask it again now and I'll keep an eye out. Oh yeah, of course, Anna. I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay. How to deal with an intense depressive episode while in school? Honestly, is it Layla or Lila? I have a friend that says it Lila, but most people say Layla. When we're having a hard time at school, we really need to tell someone. And I know it sucks, especially if we're having a depressive episode. We don't want to tell anyone. But I think it's really important to speak up, to let them know what you're going through and how you're struggling. And then, work with them to get you help that you need. So I think that would be what I would do. I'd tell a teacher, I'd tell the guidance counselor, if you have a psychologist or a counselor at school, I would tell them, or tell your parents and have them work with the school to help you out, because you may need to push off that test and take it next week or the week after, while maybe you get your meds in order or you have an extra therapy session. That's really, we have to let people know, especially when it relates to school. I'm going through this with one of my clients right now in my practice, and I do still have a practice. A lot of people ask, and I do still have a practice. But she is having a really hard time, and we have to talk to the school because otherwise they don't know, and they're trying to give her all the things that they can, but the more we tell them, the more they can help us. Okay? Okie dokie. Let's see. More questions. And did I say that right, Lila? Layla? Okay, I'm looking. I have an eating disorder. So Crystal says, I have an eating disorder and it's hard to be honest with my nutritionist because I don't want her to judge me. Any advice? A few things. If she works with eating disorders, which most of them tend to, not all, but a lot of them do. Sorry, I have a tickle hair. I don't know where it's coming from. It's making me crazy. Oh, Sean's fixing the light. And that's all of our sheets that make it not so blinding. She'll know how to manage eating disorders and she'll understand. And it won't be like a judgmental thing. It won't be a, just eat conversation. It should be more around like, here's what your plan is. Here's how you eat every 3 to 4 hours. Here's your snacks. Here's your meals. And then doing food challenges and talking about it, eating together, talking about it, and figuring out, what your triggers are and stuff like that. So I would bring it up sooner rather than later. And if you don't feel like she really understands, oh, thanks, Nikki Fitch. If you don't feel like she really understands or is listening, or he or she, I think you said a she, but, man, where is that hair coming from? There it is. I got it. If you don't feel like she's hearing you, then ask for a referral to someone who specializes. Okay? Oh, everybody wants to talk about Eugenia Cooney. And the truth of it is, I don't know her. I've seen her online. She does look ill. That could be for a ton of various reasons. And I don't know enough about her to talk about it. I'm not going to pass judgment on her. Imagine if that was you and maybe she has an illness, maybe something else is going on. Even if she does have an eating disorder, she's going to have to want to get help herself. There's literally nothing. We can't force someone to do something. People in her life or a therapist or a psychologist could put her in the hospital or 5150 her. We can't do that. So those are really my thoughts on it. I hope she's not, I hope nothing bad happens to her. I hope that it's not what we think it is. And I hope that she gets help soon if it is. Oh, we're trending. Everybody said, oh yeah, we are. We are trending now. Okie dokie. Let's see. I have some guests who are waiting. I will answer 3 more questions and then we'll hop over into the guests. So if you have a question that you want answered and you don't mind being live and on film, and you have a good connection, because it's really hard when you're on your mobile and it oftentimes just drops. So we'll try it, but ooh, I know we're so trendy. I always love Wascally Wabbit. They always have the funniest things.
You should ask people if there's anyone they want you to collaborate with.
Oh yeah, also Sean has a good question.
Because they watch more than we do.
Are there people that you want me to collaborate with on YouTube? Don't leave it in the comments here. Oh, thanks, Jesse. They gave me a tip. Maybe leave it below the last video, my Thursday video with Kat. Leave it in the comments below that to let me know who else you'd want me to collaborate with, because I definitely would love to give, to look into new channels and to reach out to people and collaborate with people that I maybe don't even know are out there. And so obviously if they live in LA, it's easiest because then we can actually be in person, which I think is so much better. But yeah, let me know, because I have some people and some surprises of people that I'm going to collaborate with in the next couple of months. But yeah.
Tell them.
I didn't even tell him who. Sean pretends to be so secretive. Not good at it. Okay. Oh, Sarah says, what's a tip? In YouNow, and I'm not that great with it. Those of you who maybe have a better understanding, but you can purchase different amounts of things. You can purchase bars and different chunks of bars, and it's just a way to tip the people that you like. So it's like they're paying into the YouNow system, and then I get paid out of it. And I don't know the exact percentage because I just do it because I like to do it. But it gives you a way to get your questions answered more quickly, and to get to be a guest more quickly, and also is just another way to interact. Just like sending those emojis and stuff, you can get those too, and some are free and some you have to pay for, and they're like it's kind of like you buy 100 bars for $7 or something. So there's you can check it out. I don't know exactly where it is. I'm sure there's like a store, or like when you sign in you can do that, but that's how it works. Oh yeah, Wascally Wabbit says, you give us tips and we give you tips. Bing. So good. I love the jokes. I think it was last live stream Wascally Wabbit said, oh, thank you, Insecure Mess. I feel like we should work on that name, because I don't think you're such a mess. But last time Wascally Wabbit was like, be our guest, when I was having guests. And it made me laugh because I was like, oh, Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Okay, Alex has a good question. Can Xanax treat your anxiety without addicting? Like, I think what she means without becoming addicted to it, or I think it's actually a he. Yeah, he. Without becoming addicted to it, yes. And there's a few different things to take into consideration. If you find, and this, obviously consult your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe medication. If any of you thought that I did, I'm sorry. That's not what I do. I'm a therapist. I'm also maybe going to sneeze. But you should use Xanax when you need to, like in an emergency, when you feel like you're going to have a panic attack, when you're going into a big event that's really important, or you're trying to take a test, or you need whatever it is, and you're feeling overwhelmed. You can utilize your medication at that time. If you find yourself using Xanax like almost every day, all day, to deal with it, then I would talk to your doctor about getting on something more consistent, because Xanax works and goes away. It has a really short, they call it, what is it? The length of a half-life. Thanks, Sean. Oh, I was like, something life. Oh, and I got a new tip. Thank you, Derek. So with that, like, they have a really short half-life, so the medication's in and out of your system, and you may need something more consistent. So if you're using Xanax all day, every day, I believe that would be when you'd be at the highest risk. Oh, thanks, Derek. You'd be at the highest risk for, becoming addicted, but know that you're not always going to become addicted. Thank you so much for all the tips. Yay! If you have a question, let me know, or if you want to be on my guest, as a guest. So that's the medication. Yes, you can use Xanax without becoming addicted. The more frequently we're using it, the higher risk we are for that. But if you find yourself using it most days, talk to your doctor. Maybe get on something different. Okay, last question before I hop over to guests. Sound good? Thanks, Andrea. Or Andrea. I never know if I'm saying things right, because there's like so many ways to pronounce names. Okay, are there any tricks? Okay, so Twitch Shaped says, are there any tricks to help you want to take your medication? I have a chronic illness, but depression and Asperger's isn't helping. Honestly, the best way, I don't know, taking medication, it depends on what the reason is and why you're not wanting to. If you have bad side effects and you don't like it, then talk to your doctor. If it's not doing anything for you and you feel no effect, talk to your doctor. If it's kind of self-sabotaging, you're like, I deserve it, I feel like shit, because we all do stuff like that, right? Let's be honest. Then I would encourage you, instead of like forcing yourself to take medication, I want you to sit down and think about the reasons that you ever started getting help in the first place. And what are your hopes for the future? And why would you want to get better? What would that do? Thanks, Derek. And so I think that would be my thought around that. And also, like people are saying in the comments, there's apps to remind you to take your medication if that's a problem. There's apps for birth control. If you are on birth control, there's apps for other medications. It'll ping you, and bing, it gives you a notification through your phone. I'm doing that because my phone is right here. And it'll be like, take your medication, don't forget. So I know Derek is a heavy tipper. Derek is very nice. So anyway, so that's the thought about the medication. Okay, let's go over to our guests. Be our guest, be our guest. Okay. Crystal, are you ready? Crystal in. I'm going to make, oh, thanks, Andrea. I'm going to make you a guest, and then, oh, I've been logged out. What?
No. Still says
it wouldn't let me, oh, maybe that was for her or something. Sorry. Okay. Miss Sassy Pants, are you ready? We're going to make you a guest. It says I can't do that. Is it me? Why is it not letting me do that? It won't let me. Why? Okay, I don't know, guys. I don't think I can do guests today. David, I'm going to try. I'm just going to go down the list. I'm going to try and see if it'll let me. It's not letting me make anybody a guest. It's saying, sorry, you can't do that. What? Okay, well, chat it is today. I'm sorry. So if you have a question that you want asked and you've been tipping and you're waiting.
Out your own self.
But then I have to shut it down and start it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to shut it down and start it again. You guys, so frustrating. But if you really want to be guests and you think that's the best part of this, then let me know and I will. Thanks, Jennifer. And I will log out and log back in. It's just kind of a pain. Okay, Jennifer's asking, oh yes, you were on last week and I remember you talking about your mom and feeling suicidal. I was going to tell my therapist, but she canceled our last session. I feel it is meant to be, or meant to... Okay, so a couple things, Jennifer. Unfortunately, other people have other things going on as well, right? It's not just us, and it's not just what our situation. And I know when we're feeling suicidal and we're feeling really depressed, we almost look for things to actually prove that it needs to happen, that we're a piece of shit, we're worth nothing, things are hopeless. We actually seek out information to validate our feeling. And that's honestly like a survival technique, because if we always are feeling invalidated and like, oh, I don't have a right to feel this way, that's when we actually take, like things get worse for us internally, like anxiety can go up, we can, stop eating, all of those things. But when we're suicidal and depressive, like we're feeling really depressed, we'll look out and look for things to further prove how shitty we feel versus noticing all the great things. And that's why in a lot of my videos, almost across the board with all issues, I always say we need to talk back to that negative voice and we need to seek out the positive and notice the positive, because it really helps improve our mood and helps remind us why we're important and why we're supposed to be here and why'd you get on my live stream and why did I make you a guest last week and why am I talking to you right now? Because you're important and you matter, and I think that you sometimes need to hear that over and over. So you're important and you matter, and know that just because your therapist canceled your last appointment doesn't mean anything bad. Oh, thanks, Alex. It doesn't mean anything bad. Maybe something came up. Maybe another client had an emergency. Maybe they got sick. There are a lot of things out of our control, and none of that means that you're supposed to commit suicide or that you're not important. That just means that somebody else had something else going on. So hang in there. I don't know when your next appointment is, but I would call and see if you can get in sooner, see if you can get an extra session, let them know you're really having a hard time, and take it from there, okay? It'll get better, I promise. I know it feels like you're in a dark, empty hole, but it does get better when we start talking about it with people, when we start reaching out for help, and when we start getting the support that we really need and deserve, okay? Oh, thanks, Jessie. Okay, oh, thanks, Sticky Pigtails. That's such a cute name. The names crack me up when I say it too quickly. But I'm like, oh, I wish I could be I think it'd be actually really great to be a high school counselor or a therapist. Maybe overwhelming, but I'd actually really enjoy it. Okay, Loving Bliss says, do I have psychosis if I hear voices? Potentially. And I say potentially because there's a lot of different reasons why we can hear voices or see things that aren't there. And psychosis can come from a lot of different places. It could be untreated bipolar disorder, and our mania has gotten so intense that it's led to psychosis. We can have depression with psychosis. We can have schizophrenia. We can have schizoaffective disorder. There are a lot of different things and a lot of different ways that psychotic symptoms can come about. It could be drug-induced. If you've taken any, not over the counter, well, maybe even over the counter drugs, actually, any kind of drug on the streets or over the counter or, through your pharmacist or your physician. There's a lot of reasons that we can have psychosis, but I would tell someone, the sooner we tell someone, the better, because as our brain develops that, the longer it goes untreated, the harder it is for it to come back. So, and not be there anymore. I mean, by come back, I mean, go away. Okay. So reach out for help. Oh, yay, Rosie. I'm glad that you got to be on. Yeah, Jennifer, she's saying it. Yeah, it's very true. I was looking for a sign that it was meant to be, but I know it isn't. I'm so glad. Yeah, yay. I'm glad that you got to be on. I'm glad that worked out. And hang in there, okay? Okay, I'm going to try guesting. Sean's telling me. Okay. Miss Sassy Pants, we're going to try one more time. Nope, can't do that. It won't let me.
What does it say?
It says, Sean's asking questions. It says, it acts like it's, oh, thanks, Amber. It acts like it's going to. And thanks, Libby. It says, sorry, you can't do that while you're broadcasting. Well, I did before, so why? And then that's it. It just says I can't do it. So I don't think I can do that, guys. I'm sorry. Thanks, Libby. And I had Libby on last week, if I remember correctly. And you had just changed your hair color, if I recall. Okay. So I'm trying to bring you guys on. I'm sorry. But if you, like I said, if you really want me to do the live broadcast thing, oh, thanks, Jennifer. Then I can jump out and jump back in. Thanks, Andrea. Okay. Oh, everybody wants me to log out and in again? It's going to shut off our thing. Okay, they really want to do guesting. Okay, I'm going to log out, you guys. We're going to stop it.
Maybe like back on, so don't.
Yeah, so I'm going to come right back. Okay? So let's hold on. Hi, Alton. So we're going to log out and log back in. So we're going to have to stop the live stream, and then we're going to start it again. Okay? I'll see you in just a minute. Hang on, okay? Come right back. I'm coming right back. Okay, let me continue so we didn't lose it. Let's see now if we can. Okay, let's see if we can guess. Okay, so I know that Miss Sassy Pants has been waiting. So we're going to try to make a guess. Here we go. Hey, 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 hey. It just logged me out. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
I don't know what was going on. I know be our guest. Wascally Wabbit is
Yeah, I
making
saw
it.
that.
So what's your question? What's going on?
I wrote it down. It says, how to manage high-level stress when therapy is 7 weeks apart. Where could I reach out, and how did you manage 5 videos a week?
Oh, okay. Let's start off with the stress. And 7 weeks apart. My first thought is, is there a way to either add in group therapy in some fashion?
They did over the summer, but I have a busy schedule, so I can't really.
Okay, because I was thinking that can definitely help. Also, joining some like positive recovery things online where you have a safe to like vent. And doing something, I know you're busy, and like that's the thing about stress that kind of ends up making things worse and like snowballing. is we're so busy that we don't take time for ourselves, and then things can feel worse. And so at least once a week, but preferably like each day for, let's say, half an hour, do something you want to do. Watch a mindless television show. Call a friend and talk. Oh, thanks, Libby. Do the things that feel good to you and make time for yourself, because that can help lower your stress level. And as a random side note, they say that we should never make to-do lists more than 7 things, because, yeah, I know that's so weird, but we can't, it's too much. Then it becomes overwhelming and we're actually less productive. And so they always recommend 7 things. And then taking a break every 45 minutes to, zone out, because we only can focus for that long. Those are just some helpful tips to kind of get you through. And I also have some more, maybe my back to videos might be helpful as well.
I remember that.
Yeah, because I talk about like managing and scheduling, and I'm sure there's a lot of the things that I've needed, but I think just making time for yourself, you'll end up actually feeling better. And I know it's hard because we're like, I have so much shit to do and everything is so busy, blah, blah, blah. But if we don't take the time, it actually makes it harder for us. Okay, so give that a try and then let me know, maybe on the next live stream, how it's working. Especially 6 weeks apart. See if they can do something more for you. That's crazy.
Kaiser.
Oh God, Kaiser. I know one of my girlfriends works for Kaiser, and let's just say it's not good on either side, for the therapist or the client. Okay, how did I do 5 videos a week?
Yeah, how did you manage?
To be honest, I had like a not very strict, but a pretty strict schedule. So like I would get home from work around usually like 3:30 to 4. I would like finish my shift. I'd make my way home, and then I would immediately like sit down and film, because I already have makeup on from work. And I would, and some of them you'll even see like my hair is wet, like because I went and did yoga or something. I didn't have time to film. And so I did it like quickly. Like I was a no muss, no fuss. I didn't wait. I didn't put it off. I like came home from work and did it. It was like the extension of my day. And that's why I did it during the work days. It's the life I had the Baracus. So anyway, Sean's like, what's this noise? I'm like, it's because I'm on. Anyway, and so yeah, that's really how I did it. And I just pushed through. Like I just did it right after work.
So you just did like a long marathon of it?
Yeah, like I'd get home from work and I wouldn't be like, I'm done with work, and I like give myself time to just like change my clothes and get in pajamas. I would just got to film, and then I can hang out and relax and make dinner and do all the other stuff I want to do. And do it before I'd go out with my friends. I'd like come home from work, do that, and then I'd upload on my way sometimes, like in the car, it'd just be uploaded. So, okay. Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okie dokie. Can people who have mental illness, okay, blogger 98 milligrams is asking, can people, oh, thanks, Keely. Can people who have mental illness become a therapist? They definitely can. Sticky Pigtails, that name again, Sticky Pigtails and Libby. Okay, so yes, you can become a therapist if you have mental health issues. The one thing that I would caution you with is making sure that you don't go into the exact same thing that you're struggling with if you haven't been recovered for a significant amount of time, because it can be extremely triggering. It can make it not as beneficial to the client because we're dealing with our own shit, and it's hard for the, counter and transfer and go on. All of that stuff, it's really important to keep that in mind, but don't think it needs to restrict what you do or what you want to, have as a career. It's more about like making sure you're taking care of yourself, and so that you can put energy out and others. It's almost like the thought that in order to have a healthy, happy, loving relationship, we have to love ourselves first. So make sure you're working on yourself, doing your treatment, stuff like that. And then we can actually put energy out and help others, okay? Okie dokie. Let's see. One more question, and then we'll go over to the guesting. Nazanin says, how can I bring up my suicidal ideations to my school counselor or therapist so my parents won't find out? I think... Oh, you're fine, Sassy Pants. So you can have multiple part questions. You don't overwhelm me. Take more than that to overwhelm me. Okay, so I've already lost that question now. Why do I get so distracted? But okay, anyway, it was like talking to your school counselor or teacher without them, your parents. I think the important thing that you'd need to emphasize is, sounds like it's just suicidal thoughts. We don't have a plan and we don't want to kill ourselves. We're just having a hard time, is expressing it that way. Because the thing that they're going to do is that if they worry that you are a danger to yourself or you have the means to kill yourself, they're going to tell your parents because they want to keep you safe. And that's really the reason that we tell people, and that's the reason that we have those legal mandates, is to keep you safe and happy and all of that. And so that would be my, my thought on it, is like, you have to let them know that you're not a danger to yourself, you're just having these thoughts about it. And in all truth, what would happen if they told your parents? Because maybe you need that kind of support. Oh, thanks, Katie. She gave some applause. And, I think that those are some ways that you could negate that or navigate through that so they don't tell your parents. But if they told your parents, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you can get the help that you actually need. I'm just saying.
Hey, you're number 3 in trending.
Ooh, we're trending, you guys. Look at us go. Okay.
Does the thumbs up make the trending happen more?
I don't know. Does thumbs up make trending?
Hit the thumbs up.
Maybe hit the... maybe it is the thumbs up. Or maybe it's the shares. If you guys want to share this to make sure everybody knows, that we're doing it, you can do that too. That would be good. Okay, let's do another guest. And let's see who's been waiting longest. David, are you ready? David has been waiting the longest. We're going to make him our guest. Be our guest. To service to the test. Okay. It is the thumbs up. Alex says it's the thumbs up. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, yeah, look, it's jumping.
So give it a thumbs up. We're going to be trending. Hi, David.
Basically, it's got bulimia, and I really don't know what to do about it.
It's got what? I'm sorry.
Got bulimia, and really don't know what to do about it. It's just like, stop.
I can't hear the word. It keeps cutting out. In the comments, can you tell me? And maybe I'm missing it. It's gotten what here? Oh, bulimia. Okay. So, do you have a therapist, or do you have anybody you're seeing? Are you there, David? Okay, I'm going to continue. I'll start talking about whole, and if it comes in, just let me know. Yeah, he did. Okay. So like he has gotten really bad, and to be full, there are things we can do. Now, the first thing is, Jaden. Thank you much. Love to you. So the first thing we can do is we can get some help, and we need to reach out. First, I would see your doctor, because the thing I worry about with eating disorders is for our actual medical health, like how's our body doing? Because if you remember my videos back when I talked about, I don't know if it was like the results of an eating disorder. I talked to my friend Kate, who's a dietitian, about that. But there's a bunch of different videos I talk about, like the effects of an eating disorder, and bulimia specifically, where I talk about it, hurting your esophagus, the acid rotting your teeth, makes your breath bad. It can make your electrolytes really low. It can cause potassium levels to go down and give you a heart attack. There's a lot of things, right, that it can do to you, and damage that it can do to you medically. So see your doctor, see a dentist, please assess, please get checked out and make sure everything is okay. And from there, it sounds like you had maybe a British accent, maybe, or somewhere in the UK, that you might have to get a referral from your regular doctor to see a therapist. And so that would be where I would start. Because in honesty, we can't just all of a sudden stop binging and purging, or all of a sudden start eating or stop eating, or whatever our issue is. We can't just do it like, boom. That's the reason I always said it's a process, not perfection, because we have to start somewhere. Thanks, Jennifer. We have to start somewhere. And so the way to start would be going to the doctor and trying to get a referral and just trying to get some extra support. And if you can realize, like, honestly, we need to eat every 3 to 4 hours, right? Because usually the reason that we binge and purge is either one, we've been restricting so much that then we're over hungry and we binge and then we purge to make up for it. Or it could be that we are eating regularly and then all of a sudden we binge because we're really stressed out And so even journaling can help. We need to find a way to kind of get all that emotion and energy out of ourselves instead of keeping it stuck inside. And so talking to someone, journaling if there's no one there, even vlogging, you don't have to upload them, but just vlogging to the camera and listening to it can be kind of cathartic to get it out and to hear yourself say the words of what you're really struggling with. Another thing that's helped some of my clients. Oh, thanks, Derek. Derek is quite the tipper, you guys. And so those are things that I would do just to get started and know that it does get better and it can get better, and it's just one moment at a time. And if you slide back and you slip up and you binge and purge again, that's not the end of the world. Treatment and recovery isn't just a straight line, right? It's a process, not perfection. So stick with it. It'll get better. Okay, let's go one more question in the chat and then I'll go back over and guess someone again. Hi, Gianna. Okay, Denise is saying, I need advice on how to leave. Thanks, Derek. And I don't see a question from you, Derek. Am I missing? I want to make sure that since you are such a great tipper, I want to make sure that I'm answering your question. So if you have one, let me know. But Denise was asking advice on how to leave a bad relationship or marriage. And the truth of it is that if it is bad, it is in fact bad. We've tried to communicate. How do we actually leave? It's usually a step process. If you're unsafe, if you're being abused in any way, just leave. Please go somewhere they don't know where you'd be. Please find someone to help you. Talk to your family. Get to a place that is safe and okay, and do that immediately. Okay. If it's not an abusive situation in that fashion, where it's dangerous, but you just feel like it's not good. Oh, thanks, Libby. Make sure that you talk to them. Try to communicate to them why you're leaving and have a plan for what you're going to do. Are you going to pack up and move? Do you have an apartment? Can you afford both apartments? How do you do that I know divorce proceedings can be really intense and stressful. So make sure that you have a therapist on board. Make sure you're seeing someone so you have a place to vent and talk about it. And just knowing that it's going to be a long road, but you're in it for the betterment of you and honestly the betterment of them, because sometimes, like I did talk about in my video on cats, sometimes it's just a bad recipe. Like it's not one person necessarily that's the wrong person in the relationship. It's just a bad recipe. Unless there's abuse. If there's abuse happening, then the person who's the abuser is in the wrong. And if you have a child, they need to be like, there's legal ramifications to abuse. Please tell someone and get out of there as soon as possible. I will. Sean's reminding me to guess. I'm answering this and then I'm going to guess. So that would be my advice, is to just start the process. Start talking about it. Make sure you're seeing a therapist. If you still are hoping to in some way rekindle, to couples counseling. And the more we communicate, the more we talk, the better it can be. And then slowly putting a plan together and getting out of there, if that's, the end result. Okay? Nazanin says that they're Sean fans too. Don't worry. So yeah, Sean is in. He's helping out, I think.
Yeah,
you looked at a house today. That's great. Yeah, so finding a way to afford it, to get out and to have a place where you can go is the first step. And then, just talking to them, letting them know why, and trying to make it hashtag Sean for Pope. They like you a lot. But making sure that it's safe, making sure you can do it, and make sure you have a plan in place so you can get out so you don't have a horrible... I've had some clients have a really bad fight and then they have nowhere to go. And that can be really frightening. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to guess. Here we go. Okay. I'm doing that, but mine does not look the same as yours. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm in, and Jesse, are you ready? I'm going to guest you. Here we go. Get your questions ready. Oh, somebody's asking about my thoughts on 2 therapists. I'll try to start answering it, but if Jessie comes online, then we're going to have to, go back to her question. But, so 2 therapists can be difficult, but it works if they're doing different things. So if one's working on trauma. Oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I just had a question about how you, what you would suggest to deal with, a really triggering week, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really struggling with, my self-harm and everything this week, and just how to deal with that.
Like when it fluctuates and gets worse all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Has there been something stressful that's happened?
Um, yeah. I guess I'm in therapy and stuff for some abuse and stuff in my childhood, and I'm away from my father now, but he's found out where I live now and everything, so that's been kind of triggering and everything. So
Yeah. Do you seen a therapist?
yes.
Okay. Well, and there's a couple things, and let me know like what sounds good to you, what maybe you've tried and does work. When the urges are getting bad, it's usually because there are other things going on. And so instead of just obviously we're using self-harm again, maybe we've been going for months and months and now used it. That's okay. Everybody has slip-ups, things get stressful. You don't need to keep beating yourself up about that. That's okay. It's a process, right? We're in it. And we need to find a way for you to let some of that stress out, whether it be journaling about how upsetting it is that he knows where you live, how upsetting it is that these things are happening, what are the thoughts and feelings that come up around that, and why is it, like I always tell my clients, there's actually an app called the SAFE app, SAFE, that's really great for like impulse logs, which I have my clients do, where you talk about like what is the impulse? My impulse is to cut or whatever. What is it I'm trying to express through that? And I think that is what I'm always trying to get at with my clients is what emotion or what situation, what is it that you're trying to express through the punishment of yourself? And just thinking about it enough to figure out where it's coming from can let us know what we need to process or talk about in therapy, or what we need to journal about, or what we need to talk with our friends about. It can give you an idea of what we're actually holding in and why we're wanting to take it out on ourselves. Does that make sense? I know that's like a bigger thought, but it tends to make the urges go down.
Yeah.
By having an outlet. But know that hope's not lost. You're having a hard time. That's okay. That's kind of just part of the process, unfortunately. But giving yourself a way to express it that's not harming to you should make the urges go down a little bit. And then we can distract like a motherfucker. We can put our earbuds in with music. We can, do origami. We can color. We can call a friend. We can go for a walk. Can go to the pound and pet the dogs or walk the dogs. That's one of my personal favorites. We can take a nice shower and watch reruns of Sex and the City or Friends or whatever. We can do some things that are a little more distracting and, to help us at least get out of that urge-filled situation, and then maybe we'll feel better too. So, processing it is one part of it, but distracting is also a big part of it.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps. Let me know next, either on my video on Monday or next week. Let me know how you're doing, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's answer a few more questions. And I know that that's kind of hard. That's a lot to take in. Jesse, I'm sorry. I probably just bombarded you with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, doing it little by little, at least trying to distract, at least trying to think about what it is we're trying to express through our self-injury can help, okay? Oh, I don't even know how to say that. Michaela Ree? Thank you for the tip. Okay, let's see. Pamela says, is it ever okay to ask for a long therapy session? Oh, why does it? If I'm already reading something. Let's see. Okay, is it ever okay to ask for a longer therapy session as a one-off, like maybe a morning or afternoon to tackle something more in depth? It's totally okay. I have clients that periodically, okay, one of my clients, his father was coming in town, and that's extremely triggering, and so we did a double session after he had left because she knew that she was going to need more time to process, and it felt really overwhelming. And so, of course, you can ask for that. That's completely normal. What was it, Sean?
Oh, nothing. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, Pacifica. I've heard of that. The Pacifica is a really good app. And then my clients just yesterday told me about an app called Coco, C-O-C-O. Has anybody used that? She uses that and finds it extremely helpful. Okay, let's do another question, and then I'm going to go over and guest another person. We've got about 15 minutes. I always run over, but got about 15 minutes left to give you an idea. Okay. I'm scared. Jenny Mitchell says, I'm scared of recovery. Is this normal? Of course it's normal. is so normal, and you'll go in and out of being scared of it at different levels of recovery, because as weird as this is going to sound, we know what the sickness feels like. It's consistent. We've been in it. It's completely predictable. We know how shitty it's going to be. We know what it feels like, and we are comfortable like that. And so when we think about recovery, it's an unknown. What does it mean if I stop using this to cope? What if I feel good? Then if I have a bad day, can I have a bad day? I mean, there's all of these thoughts around like, what if, and oh my God, and I don't even know, and can I do this? And what if I fuck up? And so it's very, very normal at all stages of recovery to be scared of it. It can feel really overwhelming, and we can just be really frightened about it. And that's okay. That's okay. Just be in there. Take it one step at a time, one moment at a time, and trust me, it does get easier, it does get better, and that fear will slowly go away because recovery will become something that we're more used to, okay? Okay, now I'm going over to guest. Okay, and let's see. Andrea, are you ready? I'm going to make you a guest. Be a guest, be a guest. Okay. Oh, sounds like you're here.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I did a live broadcast with you like 3 years ago, the back to school one.
Yes. Oh my God, your hair is so much shorter.
Yes, I also just pulled it from a nap, so it look great.
I totally love naps myself.
They're great.
They are.
Yeah, I'm 4th year now of my degree, doing my student thing. So I'm about to be a teacher, or I'm training to be a teacher. And I just wanted to share with everybody listening who's in school that from a teacher's point of view, there's so much more understanding about mental health, that if you're struggling, like, talk to your teachers about assignments and talk to them about anything that you might be struggling with, because we do understand and teachers do want to help students succeed.
Yeah, and I think that's true, and I am finding, as a side note, because I'm always trying to speak at schools, because that's something that I really think is helpful, especially at like middle school age. And I used to get, like, when I first started, I got a ton of pushback, and I get some about like, well, it's really serious and it's kind of a downer, and I'm like, no, but the teachers are always in support of it, and I think that just shows like the training and the understanding, and it's such a resource for children, especially because in school, like, your teachers, in a way, you look up to them in some facets, and then other times they're like, your partner, like helping you figure it out. And so the fact that we have all that time with them, it's really great to know that on your side too, you're seeing that there's like a greater understanding, and the teachers are there to support. And I think there's more trainings. Is that true too?
There's a lot more.
That's awesome. That's so good to see you.
You
How
too.
long ago was
I
that?
have a really quick question. I'm wondering too, so since I've been in university, the 3 years that I've been so far, I've been really active in talking about mental health and my eating disorder, and I've been very open about it. But now I'm concerned that since I'm in the schools and in the position of a teacher, I don't know if I should be talking about it as openly anymore.
I think it's kind of up to you. It's up to what you're comfortable with. If you don't mind a student later coming up to you and saying, I'd heard about this, then it's fine. But then just taking that into consideration, if that it'd feel really invasive, and it might like feel like too much to you. It's all up to your comfortability. There's never a right or wrong. It's not like a therapist, because therapists, we're kind of not to share anything ourselves, because it's our client's time, and otherwise we're making it about us, and that's not healthy. But as a teacher, you could be a resource to, let's say, a young boy or girl that's having a hard time, if they knew that you had too, and for some reason we feel safer talking to someone who's already experienced it, But it's all up to you.
I was thinking, so thank you.
Yeah, no, of course. I think it's like, it's just up to what you're comfortable with. So it's like, because you've talked a lot, it's probably pretty, comfortable for you. But not if you change your mind, you always can change your mind. But yeah, that would be my thought about it. Yay, I'm so excited. One more year. One more year.
Well, thank you. So good to see you again. I've been trying to connect with you, but it's been hard.
I know, it's so much busier than it used to be. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's really good to talk to you again.
You too. And keep me posted on how you're doing. Keep trying to reach out and everything.
Take care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye. Okay, X out Y. You guys, did you see our live stream together forever ago? That's exciting. Oh, it's been so long. Okay. And we talked about school, back to school. You'll have to look into it. Oh, Sean's gonna post it in the chat. So it's a goodie. It's an oldie but a goodie. And you'll see her hair used to be longer. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Hangman says my PTSD is making it hard to ask for help. Any tips? A couple things. There are a lot of online resources these days to help over that first hump of, oh, thank you, Shauna Lights. Gave me a tip. And if you have a question, let me know. Thank you. I think that there's a lot of great resources out there to help us kind of get over that first hump of, thanks, Shauna. Wow, she's a big tipper. So that we can feel we've talked about it enough and we feel a little more open, and maybe we're more used to it. If you don't feel comfortable getting online and doing that and by getting online and going to 7 Cups Tea, there's also Talk Life and Talk Space ways to, one is like through peer support. The other, I think it's Talk Life, is the one where you're connected with a therapist online. And there are a lot of different resources to start the conversation. If that itself feels overwhelming, I would encourage you to start practicing talking about it to yourself. I know that sounds like really weird, and you're like, Katie, you're going to make me sound really crazy. But I think that, oh, thanks, Alex. Everybody's tipping. Keely is saying that she loves the 7 Cups. And so finding some way to talk about it or practicing saying it with yourself, because it sounds weird, but when we keep it in our head, it always sets up to be scary to say it out loud. And then our anxiety builds, especially when we're dealing with PTSD, our anxiety builds around it, and then we feel paralyzed and we can't reach out. And so starting in one of those ways to start communicating it, even if it's to no one, it's to ourselves, we're saying it out loud. And sometimes if we've just practiced saying it, it's like more comfortable. It's like we already know what we're going to say and we can get through it, versus trying to think about it and worry about what they're thinking and worrying about how it's coming across and am I even making sense, and all the things that come up when we feel a lot of anxiety and pressure reaching out. Thanks, Gloria. That's where I would start. I would start with that. And then if you have a good support, a friend or family member, ask them to go with you. Ask them to help you. Ask them to make the appointment for you if that's something that you're comfortable with. I would, utilize your resources and utilize your support, okay? Oh, thanks, Keely. Everybody's given tips. Okay, let's go back and we'll guest one more, and then I'm going to finish up with questions in the chat, okay? So we're going to do one more. Lee, I see that face. You're on. Okay, let's see. While we connect with Libby, let's see what it says. Oh, M is here. I saw M was a new Patreon patron. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. Be our guest. Oh. I don't think it's working. It's showing Andrea. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. The service is just bad. The connection is bad. It won't. Let's try one more.
Roar's been waiting for one.
Who? Rose? I don't even see.
Waiting the longest. You click your tab.
Oh, Roar. I see. Roar, are you ready? I'm going to try to make you a guest. See if that will work. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, yeah, of course, Lila. Glad to answer your question. Reasons for obsessions. Maybe asking that's all I'll talk about. I want to talk to Roar. Go through here. Guest B. Oh, thanks, Shauna. Hi. You there? Frozen? Oh, it's kind of working. I can kind of see you.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
kind of. It's coming out. What's your question, sweetie?
To manage panic attacks at school and have a YouTube channel and blogs and everything. It is very hard for me these days.
Is it feeling overwhelming?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question, if anybody, because I know it's a little choppy to hear, make sure that I'm getting it right. Okay, let me know. Sounds like the question: how do I deal with panic attacks at school? And also, it sounds like I don't know going like we have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I have a YouTube.
It's really cutting. Let me start with answering the first portion of the question, okay? Managing panic attacks at school is something that is kind of, it's multifaceted. The first is letting your teachers know. And I always say start with your teachers because panic attacks can come out of nowhere and it can make it so we can't finish a test or we can't present or we can't turn time in or we're missing school. Thanks, Sean. And so that's why we need to tell our teachers because it could affect our ability to be in school, ability to do what we need to do. So I would let them know. And you can let them know even if you write a letter or maybe even if they allow that. If you feel you can't tell them in person. And on that note, that's why it's multifaceted. If like we can't even tell them in person, it's too overwhelming. We're going to have to tell our school council and count them to tell our teachers, which is part of their job. So we can do that. And then other than that, getting the help you need, seeing a therapist if you have the ability to do that, or seeing a psychiatrist. There are medications that can help panic attacks, but there are a lot of behavioral things we can do well. Everything, if they allow you to have like putty in class, a lot of clients who really like Aaron's thinking putty or silly putty play, playing with that. One of my clients actually I had to fight, but they ended up accepting it. She will sit and listen to music in one ear while she's in class, and it helps her stay focused. It helps her calm. Just like light, white type of music really helps her. And so now getting support, figuring out what work you do and what you need, you know, because teachers in the schools usually want to work with you. You just have to let what we need. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. Is that helpful? Oh, the connect.
I'm seeing a psychiatrist.
Oh, you are?
Can you hear me?
Seeing a psychiatrist. So I would let them know that it's been hard at school and that you need a little support. Okay, and just you have to let them know that when we're not doing well, it's still hard. It's simply call, even leave a message. And I know my next appointment isn't for a week or two, but I need more support. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay. Libby says hers is better, so we'll do her one more time. Let's see. I gotta find you. It won't even, I don't even see you in there, Libby. I don't see it at all. Let me see. Sean wrote down a few names too. Thank you, Insecure Miss. I don't see it. Okay, Caitlin, do you want to be a guest? I'm gonna make you a guest. I don't see you, Libby. I'm sorry. I don't see you in my thing. Oh, Wascally Wabbit loves Silly Putty. I love Silly Putty, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay.
It's me. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm pretty good, yeah.
Good. What's your question, sweetie?
I have psychotic depression, and recently, last week, I had a really bad episode. And I was wondering, is it possible that it might have caused, or because obviously it caused really extreme anxiety and stuff.
Of course.
And I was wondering if it was worth talking to my doctor about it, because my parents especially think it might have caused some kind of PTSD or whatever, but I have. Is that possible, or?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I'm gonna drop you from the call. I'm getting an echo. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, I'll talk about. I'm sorry, Caitlin. I'm just hearing myself twice. It's a little much of myself.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. And sorry, I don't know if everybody else was hearing that, but it's like double Katie. Okay. Yeah, psychosis can actually cause PTSD as well as make our depression worse. And here's a couple of reasons why. A lot of times when we have psychosis for the very first time, and for those of you who are wondering what psychosis is or what a psychotic break is, it's when we hear things or see things that aren't there. And I have a whole video about psychosis. It's PSYCHOSIS. You can look it up that way, just Kati Morton psychosis. And understand more about that. But when we have our first break, it's often extremely terrifying, because just imagine for a second, if those of you haven't experienced it. Oh, thanks, Jalen. Imagine that we are going about regular everyday life, and all of a sudden we hear a voice we've never heard before, and it could be telling us to do something, and it could be telling us bad things about ourselves or about people, and it could be a paranoid voice. It tells people are following us and watching us, and we act erratically, and it can be really, really, really scary. And so, of course, PTSD is a very common aftermath of a first psychotic break. And then there's also a lot of times the depression that follows when we are like coming out of it, or we realize that we have psychosis or schizophrenia or whatever's going on. Obviously, hers is depression with psychosis. Of course, Caitlin, I'm sorry that I had to. She said thanks for guesting me, but I'm sorry that I had to drop you. I like to keep people on until I'm done talking, but it was just, I think it's my thing, it's just echoey. So psychosis, and Miss Sassy Pants says, can psychosis be in PTSD as well, like a symptom? No, it's not a symptom of PTSD. I'm talking about PTSD more being a repercussion of the psychosis, because having a psychotic break extremely terrifying. And if we remember PTSD, we have it, we just have to fear for our own life. And a lot of people in a psychotic break can have that. And so if you are experiencing that, Caitlin, know that it's completely normal. It's completely okay. Just talk about it. Let people know what you're experiencing. Talk about the fact that you do feel like you were extremely traumatized, if that's the case, to maybe get the help and support that you need, because the sooner you get those symptoms under control, then the sooner we can start processing through what happened and how you felt about it, and hopefully help you feel better, okay? I'll answer a couple more questions, and then we're done, you guys. It's 2 o'clock. I'm going to go for a walk, and then Sean wants to walk because it's...
Woo!
Oh, yeah, he's super
Go
excited.
Canada.
Yeah, go Canada. Sorry if you're from Russia. I apologize. Actually don't. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, Libby. Sorry, Libby. I couldn't get you on I don't know why I didn't you as a guest. Okay. The session with my new therapist was horrible. Any advice? I feel like I shut down, but I'm not comfortable showing it, so I push myself too much. Do you have the ability to see someone else? I know that this was like a transition, right? And this was the new person, and I don't really know why it went horribly or terribly. If it was something, if it could be, I'm just throwing it out there because it's something I always try to do in my own sessions when we have like a particularly difficult or bad session with one of my clients. I'm like, was it me? Is it something that I did or said? Was it something that did or said? Is it some way that they came in or I came in the session feeling one way or another? Like considering how you feel going in and what it was that you did like. Taking time to actually think about that and why you felt it went so terribly can help us understand whether or not it's the therapist or it was just where we're at right now and how much we're struggling. Oh, thanks, Blue-Eyed Virgo. That's a fun name. And so I think that if you don't feel connected to her, yes, go to Canada. If you don't feel connected to her, you don't feel like it's a good fit and it's someone you want to keep seeing, then know that you don't have to keep scheduling and you can try someone else. And it's okay. It took me seeing 3 therapists to find my current therapist, Jana. And then my therapist before that retired, and the reason I went out seeking someone else, Rebecca, it was a one and done. I met her and I loved her and we got along great, and she helped me a lot through the stuff with my dad in a way. And so, yeah, just be patient with it. It's okay. Sometimes it takes a few therapy sessions to find the right person. So hang in there, okay? Okay. Oh, Dean is asking, any plans for the weekend, people? Oh, somebody wants to see me ice skating while answering questions. Well, first of all, I'm a terrible ice skater. So I'm going to need one of those, like, I don't know, it almost looks like a walker that you ice skate into so you don't fall and hurt yourself. I mean, I can get around. Sean and I ice skated. Was it last year that we ice skated?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Oh, he was surprised. Well, hey. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if I could answer questions. I get extremely distracted. It already distracts me so much, you guys, and I'm sorry. I do my best to, like, not get distracted, but with all the tips and the comments and the such, I'm like, oh. Okay. One more question. Let's do one more. I'm feeling just one more. Let's see. Okay. Cheyenne is asking, are antipsychotics usually used? Oh, thanks, Alex. Usually used to treat BPD. Yes, they actually are. And it's usually what we actually call atypical antipsychotics. Again, I'm not a doctor, right? Thank you, Sam Crow. I hope I'm saying that right. Sam C. Rowe, maybe? I don't know. Could be so many ways. But atypical antipsychotics are like the newer generation of antipsychotic medication. And antipsychotic is like the worst phrase. I wish that they had never taught it like that, because yes, it can help with psychosis, but the newer generation of those medications can help with, like, extreme depression. I have a lot of clients on it for extreme depression, for bipolar disorder, all sorts of things like that. I even have some of my eating disorder clients on it, and it helped with that. And so, yes, it's very common. It can definitely be used for BPD. It's actually, I don't have any BPD clients that aren't on an antipsychotic, and they're all on an atypical. I'm not a huge fan of the typicals, which is like the first round of antipsychotics, so side effects are so terrible. But whatever's working for you, just ask your doctor about all the side effects. Tell them how you're feeling, tell them how the medication's affecting you, and Okay, let's see. We're gonna do one more question just because, atypical antipsychotics, you can look them up. Just to give you an idea of some of the names, there's like Seroquel, there's Abilify, there's, wow, Katie, I'm having like a brain fart. Latuda, there's a lot of different names. Obviously, who knows. Okay. Oh, and somebody's asking about how to deal with toxic parents, and I have a video about toxic people and how to
put the list on.
Manage it. Oh, okay. And then also coping with a miscarriage. I'm hoping to do a collaboration soon on that, and I will be talking about that more soon, okay? And let's see. Okay, Jessica, and this is the last question, you guys, okay? If I have experienced eating disorder symptoms in the past, but I'm not, why do you jump? Okay, but I'm not experiencing all of them now, can I still be diagnosed? It all depends on how long it's been, because you won't be diagnosed. Everything with diagnoses, and if you listen to any of my videos about EDNOS or OSFED, whatever we want to call it, bulimia, anorexia, binge eating disorder, you'll see that they have to take place for 2 weeks or a month or the last 6 months or whatever. There's like ranges that they give you in all sorts of diagnoses, particularly with eating disorders. Usually, I want to say it's a month, and then it has to happen so many times per week. There's all these sorts of breakdowns. So I don't know them off the top of my head, and I'm actually on my DSM right now, or I would dig it out and let you know. But it has to be happening currently, unfortunately, in order to get diagnosed. But that doesn't mean we can't get help. So if you, in any capacity, are thinking you're struggling in general, know that you can reach out for help, and you can get help rather than later. A lot of people will ask me in the comments, they'll be like, so you're in therapy, so like, what are you struggling with? It's life. Sometimes you just need to talk to, and I don't want to wait until I'm having a really hard time to reach out. And so I am in therapy off and on since I was like 17 or 18. And so having support is a good thing. And I don't think there's any shame or, you know, I'm not embarrassed to say that I'm in therapy. I think it's good because I'm taking care of myself, right? And so that's how I feel about that. And I will do a video on schizotypal. It's just, it's something that I have to look into more, to be truthful. And life is tricky sometimes, Wascally Rabbit says. And would I ever consider coming to another country? Of course, I would love to. I would love to travel, in all honesty, huh?
Are you allowed to talk about the next trip?
Oh, I don't know. Sean's trying to...
I think they announced that the trip is happening, but...
I don't know. No,
okay,
it's next week.
Just say
We're going to have to wait. I have an announcement in the works, and I will be coming to another country. Which country? We'll have to wait and see, because they haven't announced it yet. So I don't think that I can announce it yet. But that's happening, and I'm very excited. And so hopefully I'll turn that trip into popping over to other places, but I'll do my best to meet as many of you as possible. And we can get trips together, like if your schools, someone come speak, like I've been working to try to speak at schools and try to get travel out of that and getting over and be able to reach more people and talk to more people. I'm open to coming everywhere. I would love to visit everywhere. I'd love to meet each and every one of you. It's just financially restricted. You know, travel's expensive, and I also have my clients, and so I have to take that into consideration. But yes, I would come anywhere you want me to come, and I will come and visit and see all of your beautiful faces. Especially just around the States is easier too. Oh, Wisconsin. I've never been to Wisconsin, but I have a feeling I would like it. Oh, the land of the leprechauns. That's where Dean must be from. Okay, and that is really it. Okay, and Vancouver, Canada, I've been there because I grew up in the Northwest, so we would go there, and I love it. Okay, I will see you all later. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Do something for yourself, and then tell me what it was on Twitter, okay? Do something fun.